we like to celebrate the diverse groups we have in this town and enjoy the ability to teach people from all over. Sorry, I'm not good at that acknowledgement. He was much better than I am, but yeah, we are in the traditional territory of which in, so we just want to recognize that and appreciate all that they have done. Next up on the agenda, we have adoption of the agenda. You can see there was a new agenda distributed earlier today, a few new items on there, including the minutes from the public hearing in 6.2. We have a few new business items with the Inuvik Works funding extension, as well as some contribution agreements to review and approve tonight. So, are there any further changes to the agenda? If not, I'll be the mover to approve. Councillor Merrill, seconded by Councillor Day. All in favor? Motion carried. Next up, we have a declaration of conflict of interest and pecuniary interest. Anyone have anything to declare? Seeing none, move on to item number 4, which is delegations, presentations, or petitions. And I understand we have Elaine Briere tonight, who may want to come and speak to us during this section.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
my name is Elaine
just
Breyer.
come up to the seat and you can turn on the microphone.
Yeah, my name is Elaine Breyer. My son Lance Breyer, as you all know, is missing. If you don't know, I'd be shocked. I flew in today, to help get updated and help put some posters up and stuff. And I'm just wondering if either tonight or another day, if I could meet with someone and get any updates as to what has been done by this town of Inuvik so far to help locate my son. I really appreciate that. It's been a really tough time. And it's been 46 days now, and I just need some answers. I need some help. I need some guidance. What resources could we tap into, you know, like. Those are the sorts of things I'd like to get some answers on. So I don't know if you want to do that now, or should I book a meeting with someone another day, like tomorrow? Friday?
Well, I can just make some comments here. So, like on behalf of the town of Inuvik and the town council, as well as the staff, we do empathize with their distress and their concerns. No parent, sibling, or family, obviously, or friends should have to go through this type of uncertainty and worry about their loved ones. With regard to the search efforts for your son, this does continue to be an active investigation by the RCMP. And as such, the town of Inuvik is not really in a position to share any confidential privileged information because of that active nature of it. In these types of situations where a search is conducted, the town of Inuvik resources, such as a fire department and municipal enforcement personnel, apparatus and equipment, have been and will continue to be provided at the request of the RCMP.
Okay,
So they're the lead agency in this.
sorry, what was the last one?
The RCMP is the lead agency because it's still an active investigation at
Okay.
this point.
So I was recently told that MACA has about $10,000 in search and rescue funds. I'm just wondering, have you tapped into that? Because it needs to be done by a government agency. Is that
Yeah.
something the police should do, or is it something you can do and then inform the police, or?
So there is MACA funding available up to $10,000 for search and rescue. It is based on certain criteria though, and right now, the way the situation is, it doesn't warrant that at this moment. When a community government determines that there is a need for such as missing persons search before or after the end of a public search, the deputy minister of the Municipal and Community Affairs Department may provide a contribution to support the community organized search when, in this instance, the community is consulted with the RCMP and have determined that a public search is not currently underway. That's one of the key criteria. And then the community government has to make an official request to the deputy minister to approve the community organized search. So in this case, because there's still a public search underway by the RCMP, it doesn't meet the criteria to apply for
Who
that
is searching?
funding
Like,
at this
those are the
point.
kind of answers I'm looking for. Who is searching? I'm living in Edmonton. I just got here today. I'm walking around and there's literally no one, the streets are empty. I was here earlier today and the roads are quiet. Like, what kind of searches are being conducted? Those are the answers I want. You know, if you were missing, would you want your mother to give up? Would you expect your mother to act any other way? You hear what I'm saying?
Definitely here. But at this point in time, the way the situation is, the RCMP is the group you have to reach out to and get updates from them.
Okay,
So because that active investigation is underway, they're the lead agency. We would only provide support at their request at this time.
okay,
Should they stop the search at some point later on, that's when the community government can decide, since there's no more public search led by RCMP. Through consultation with them, we could apply to the minister for funding at that point. So at this point, it's the
okay, we'll have a meeting with
RCMP.
them on Friday, so I'll talk to them about that then.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
I
Good luck.
hope that provides some clarity. Thank you for coming in and reaching out to us. So, any other delegations, presentations, or petitions at this point? Seeing none. Next up is public question period. No public present to question. Next up, we have adoption of the minutes. So first, we would need a mover for the minutes of March 10 and 12 council meetings. Councillor McDonald moves, Councillor Parrott seconds. Any further questions on these minutes? All in favor of approving the minutes? Thank you. Next up, 6.2, we have the minutes of the March 10th public hearing. We need a mover to get that on the floor. By Councillor Merrow, seconded by Councillor Gillis. Can't say Councillor Cockney again. Made a big one. Okay, any further comments on the public hearing minutes? All in favor? Motion carried. Next up, we have our action item list. We kind of went through that on Monday. Is there any further questions on action items? Any updates? All right, seeing none, we're into new business. First up is the Board of Revision Appointments, 8.1. So this is a group that just requires an appointment of members to that Board of Revision. Excuse me. It's an annual process looking at if there's any request to reassess property tax in the Property Tax and Assessment Act. So we have a motion to read out. So be it resolved that pursuant to the Property Assessment and Taxation Act, Section 30, 31, C, P10, RSNWT, the Inuvik Town Council hereby appoints Vince Brown, Cheryl Greenland, Sheena Reed, Jeanette White, and Mayor Peter Clarkson to the 2025 Municipal Board of Revision at an honorarium of $100 per half day and $150 per full day. Do I have a mover to make that motion? Councilor Merrow, second, Councilor Day. Any questions on this item? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carried. 8.2 is the 2025 Muskrat Jamboree request for donations. So they did come in Monday to, as a delegation, to talk to their request and answer any questions. So should we wish to approve, a motion would read, be it resolved that the Inuvik Town Council hereby approves an in-kind donation to the Muskrat Jamboree for the 2025 festival taking place from April 10 to 14, 2025, to include the following: donation of the Roy Suglu Arena dry floor, sound system, portable stage, pipes and drapes, barricades, tables, porta potties, garbage bins, tables, chairs, extension cords, coffee pots, and teapots. And building maintenance assistance of the Midnight Sun complex staff during the festival at the MSC, as well as providing staff assistance to set up at the river site. Someone making that motion. Councillor Wainman, seconded by Councillor McDonald. Any questions on this item? Councillor Parrott.
I know we had mentioned in discussion at our meeting earlier this week around including the support from fire services and protective services. I noticed that it's not in the motion.
We can add it to the motion right now.
Yes, we can ask for a friendly amendment to Councillor Wainman. Would you like to add in that fire support? Sure. We'll note that as a friendly amendment to the motion. And the seconder, Councillor McDonald, you're also okay. We'll add that amendment in. So we're now voting on the amended motion, including the fire support at the river site. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carried. 8.3. New items per discussion on Monday. So again, we had some discussion about the Inuvik Works employment initiative, that the funding currently as it's laid out expires March 31st, which means Patricia would no longer be working on this initiative. The council members that were here on Monday felt that there was definitely some merit in extending that position for Patricia to continue to seek out funding and to look for arrangements, because certain places were not able to really do much as far as actually committing to funding until after the end of the government fiscal year. So it was felt that allowing her to continue to work for a little bit longer, at least to kind of secure that funding, would really go a long way towards keeping this program afloat and getting it going on a more sustained basis. So that's the gist of our Monday night conversation. Speaking to that, we have a resolution here. Be it resolved that the Inuvik Town Council approves an extension of funding in the amount of up to $12,000 to allow the interim works manager additional time to seek operational funding. A mover for that motion, Councillor Merrow, second Councillor Wayman. Any questions?
So it's just one question. I wasn't here Monday, apologize, but that $12,000 would cover what bridge, what timeline?
So the discussion was essentially that the town could provide $12,000. There is some money being provided by an NGO, which could also supplement this. Doesn't need to be included as part of this motion, but it's to support a half PY for Patricia to work potentially up to 3 months at this point. And then it's time for folks who want to support that to kind of commit or step away, and the program will just fizzle out. So that's kind of what we discussed on Monday.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carried. Next up is 8.4. This is our first of our contribution agreements from GNWT. First one is for operations and maintenance funding in 2025. So we have a motion to be it resolved that the Inuvik Town Council hereby approves the 2025 contribution agreement with the government of the Northwest Territories for operations and maintenance funding in the amount of $2,963,000. Do I have a mover for this motion? Councillor Gillis, seconder, Councillor McDonald. Any questions on this item? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Next up is 8.5, which is regarding our contribution agreement with GNWT for water and waste services funding for 2025. We have a motion here stating that the Inuvik Town Council hereby approves the 2025 contribution agreement with the GNWT for water and waste services funding in the amount of $1,668,000. And I have a mover for that motion, Councillor Merrow, seconded by Councillor Parrott. Any questions on this item? Seeing none, call the question. All in favor? Motion carries. Next up, we have 8.6, which is the contribution agreement with GNWT for community public infrastructure funding for 2025. Not 2024.
No. So to clarify,
Oh.
this is for 2024. When we were doing our audit preparation, we noted that the CPI agreement was not completed last year. So this is retroactive, so we can get the CPI funding from 2024. So that's
Okay,
in relation to 2024. There will be another CPI contribution agreement for 2025 that will be forthcoming at the next council meeting.
thank you for that clarification. So here we have a motion stating, be it resolved, the Inuvik Town Council hereby approves the 2024 contribution agreement with the GNWT for community public infrastructure funding in the amount of $1,706,500. Do I have a mover for that? Councillor McDonald, seconder, Councillor Day. Any questions on this item? Call the question then. All in favor? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, we have item 9.1, which is our first bylaw. So this is with respect to bylaw 2749, acquisition of 35 Chuck J Place. We're looking to do first and second readings tonight on this, which then it'll go out to the public for comment period. And this is all with the understanding the property owner still has up to April 5th to make arrangements to pay off and reconcile their tax arrears. But up to date, we have not heard from the property owner.
Correct.
All right, so we have a motion for first reading states that be it resolved, the Inuvik Town Council hereby gives first reading to bylaw 2749/LND/25, a bylaw to acquire real property. Can I have a mover, please? Moved by Councilor Merrow, seconded Councilor Wainman. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Now we have a motion for second reading stating be it resolved that the Inuvik Town Council hereby gives second reading to bylaw 2749/LND/25, a bylaw to acquire real property. Have a mover, please. Moved by Councilor Wainman, seconded Councilor McDonald. Any questions on second reading? Seeing none, call the question. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is 9.2, similar bylaw to acquire 51 Jack J Place. We'll do first and second readings for this one as well. Motion for first reading stating, be it resolved, the Inuvik Town Council hereby gives first reading to bylaw 2750/LND/25, a bylaw to acquire real property. Can I have a mover, please? Move Councilor Wainman, seconder, Councilor Merrow. Any questions on first reading? Seeing none, call the question. All in favor? Motion carried. Next up, we'll do second reading stating be it resolved that Inuvik Town Council hereby gives second reading to bylaw 2750/LND/25, a bylaw to acquire real property. Can I have a mover for the second reading, please? Councilor Merrow, seconded Councilor Parrott. Any questions on second reading? Seeing none, call the question. All in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. We had all of our departmental updates on Monday. So with that, move into information items, which Mayor Clarkson also gave us an update on a couple items on Monday. Next up will be item number 12, council concerns. Do we have any council concerns? Councilor McDonald.
Yeah, I've been approached by one of our residents. I'm having some of the gas issues in town. I don't know who's where. I'm not on gas, so I'm not really aware, but apparently on changeover, there's been some damage, of boilers and furnaces and whatnot. Now, they are gonna come in and speak, I believe, but just wondering maybe when Peter's back, if he can reach out to Inuvik Gas and see if he can get any information prior to the public coming and asking about it.
Thank you for bringing that forward. It's duly being noted by our SAO. Any further council concerns? Councilor Merrow.
I've heard backfires around.
Can I just say, if it's issues with Inuvik Gas, they should be approaching Inuvik Gas, and we have no authority over them.
Well, I think they have approached Inuvik Gas and haven't got anywhere, and they're just looking for support from the town. Inuvik Gas is, I think, I'm not fully aware, and maybe, like I said, when they come in, but I think they're saying that there isn't an issue, but they're obviously to them, to people, to residents, there is an issue. So I think it's our duty to, yes, they can approach Inuvik Gas, but I think for our residents, we have to be supportive of these issues.
Thanks, Kendall.
Great, thank you for that. And yeah, we could definitely have the mayor inquire and provide some advocacy for folks if they feel they are not getting satisfaction from the gas. Any further council concerns? All right, seeing none, we have no in-camera items tonight. So next up, we just look for a motion to adjourn. Councilor McDonald, motion accepted.
Great job.
You've heard that, right? Great. You've heard that, right? Hey.
Yeah.